find out who registered to vote but didn't show up at the polls 4 years ago and embarrassed the Sam Hill out of them. That's what a small paper in Nashville is doing. Amy Rao from our affiliate WTVF reports.
I see my name.
It's not often a person gets to see their name in print.
Alexander Terrence, 1713 7th Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee.
However, for Terrence Alexander,
A lot of names in here.
it's not exactly a welcome mention.
I think they should have called me and asked me now, really, truthfully speaking.
Alexander and thousands of others now have their names, even their addresses, printed for all to see in the Tennessee Tribune. All voters who were registered in the 2004 presidential election but never went to the polls.
I need someone around me at all times.
Alexander has a severe medical condition and can't drive himself. So in 2004, he intended to vote. It just didn't happen.
I had a ride supposed to come to get me through the election services. No one ever showed up.
Regardless, his name is in the paper with no excuse printed.
Sometimes when you embarrass people, they do the right thing.
The outing of voters is a bold move by the Tribune's publisher to encourage voter turnout.
We need to live up to the civil rights that have been given to us.
Perry tried this during the 2006 Senate election and cites success with one district going from a 37% turnout to 65% after the publication. She hopes this year's list will make a difference too and already feels the cost is worth it.
We have people over here who won't go out and vote. It's ridiculous. It really hurts.
As for Alexander, the tactic, he says, didn't change his mind. But if the Tribune really wants him to vote, he's got one favor to ask.
I intend to vote. Will they come and pick me up? That's what I want to know.
But is the paper doing the right thing, naming all these names? After all, as we saw right there with Terrence, the list tells you who and where, but not why. The paper's publisher, Rosetta Miller Perry, joins us now live from Nashville. Well, maybe we should answer Terrence's question, Rosetta. Are you guys going to organize buses or pickups to take these folks to vote?
We have always been involved, and I'll personally pick him up and anyone else that wants a ride to the polls. I'm involved in many activities here, and we're all picking up, taking people to the polls. But that's no excuse for him. He could have had an absentee ballot. That's no excuse.
Well, do you think that all these folks are educated on their options, though, Rosetta? I mean, not everybody knows about absentee ballots or where the polls are or why it's so important to vote. A lot of it's a lack of education. I mean, do you think that outing them in the paper is the right way to go?
Yes, I do.
Tell me why.
And they're educated. If they would buy the Tennessee Tribune, we always keep information about voting in the paper and where you can go to vote.
Well, some people think, wow, this is intimidation. What do you say to that, to those that are...
It's not intimidation. When I look back, and I've been involved in the civil rights movement for many years, at least 50, and when I look at the black men and white women who went out and tried to help blacks get the right to vote and were murdered. They were killed. When I look at our grandparents who had to pay a poll tax, when I look at our grandparents, you had to recite so many things in the Constitution to vote. Well,
it's interesting, Rosetta, when I hear you say that, wow, you tug at my heartstrings. I mean, if I were to hear you say that, if you were to call a rally, call a forum, and say that to me, that would really want me to get out and vote. But I think if I saw my name and address in a newspaper, I'd be like, hey, wait a minute, that's my private information. Why are you doing that to me? And it might make me more angry and not want to vote.
Well, we have more positive phone calls than we have negative phone calls. And also, when I printed the first list, one of the first names on that list was someone who told me they had voted, and I believed them. It was my grandson. Now, I had every opportunity to delete his name, but being honest, I would not do that. But he has voted every time since.
So are you seeing people then energized? Are you seeing more of a positive response than people like Terrence that aren't too happy about seeing their information in the paper?
There's a lot of positive information out there, and there are people who are calling me. They're saying they're taking the list, going down the list to see if they see anyone on the list, and they're calling them. They're calling individuals who have nieces and nephews and so forth. So they're working on the list.
All right, Rosetta. So you said you'd pick up people like Terrence. How do they get in touch with you? Do they call the paper and say, Rosetta, I need a lift?
Yes, very definitely. And Terrence really needs to call. I will pick him up. I'll get a limousine to take him to the poll.
There's going to be a lot of people calling you now. Rosetta Miller Perry, publisher of the Tennessee Tribune, outing all those non-voters. Let's see how many people do turn out. We'll follow up with you, Rosetta.